Everybody's asking me, is the Phoenix home market gonna crash in 2026? The short answer, no. But something way more important is happening. The chaos is gone, the pressure is gone, and for the first time in years, Phoenix buyers have the chance to negotiate with sellers. It's really the market they've been asking for years, and it's finally here, and the buyers are still scared. Let me break it down for you and see how you can actually take advantage of the current market we're in. Hey guys, it's Carl, the Fly Agent. I help busy professionals in the tech, aviation, and health sector help navigate for buying and selling and relocating within the Phoenix metro area. And right now, I'm having the same conversations with home buyers in the Phoenix area. Should we wait? Are prices gonna drop? And is this a bad time to buy? So instead of guessing, let's look at the data and see what's actually happening. Let's go back to 2020 to 2022. If you guys remember, this is the time when people were staying home, staying 6 feet apart, and a lot of public areas were closed, if you know what I mean. At this time, homes were selling in days. Multiple offers were received. People were waiving inspections. They were doing appraisal waivers, appraisal gaps. And the prices during the 2020 to 2022 years were skyrocketing. And then phase 2 happened. This happened between 2022 and 2024. It started gradually, but then it increased real quick, but the interest rate started rising, and then it kind of just jumped. Buyers were pulling back during this time, and sellers still had the mindset that they could sell their home for the same price as they did back in 2020. Where are we now? In 2025 to 2026, we've seen inventory. I just checked it this morning, March 2026. We have 26,000 homes available. And when I first started in real estate, that was about how much homes were available. This was 10 years ago. And then quickly, over the years, the inventory squeezed less and less till I remember the frenzy in 2020 to 2022, I would see sometimes only 2,000 to 3,000 homes available. And that's why prices were soaring, demand was up, buyers could afford it because of the interest rates, and a lot of buyers were putting in multiple offers sight unseen because there was no inventory. Now we're back to 26,000 homes on the market. We've entered a more balanced market. Buyers have more leverage. Right now, the average days on market, depending on the community, is somewhere between 45 to 70 plus days. Prices are reducing. Every day I'm getting notifications for homes that I've looked at with buyers that are going through price reductions. And the best part is sellers are negotiating again. The key here is that this is not really a crash, but a more normalization. When we see inventory bust that 30 plus thousand mark, then that's something to be a little bit worried about. But right now, that 20,000 to 30,000 range is actually a pretty normal market. And this is where things get interesting. Buyers have real leverage in the market again. Right now, I'm seeing sellers offering 2 to 3% in concessions pretty regularly. I'm seeing those buyers use those funds to buy down their rates to get a more affordable payment in this high interest rate market. I'm seeing flexible timelines. No longer are the days where we're looking at a house for 8 to 12 minutes. Now we get to actually look at about 8 to 12 homes before a buyer makes a decision. And they don't need to make a decision right away because these homes are sitting a little bit longer in the market. It gives them more flexibility, and it gives them power and leverage again to use the closing costs to see how they would better fit their monthly payment and how it would better structure the deal. Let me translate that to real life. You're not just buying a house anymore, you're actually structuring a deal. And that's something that buyers haven't been able to do probably in the last at least 5 to 6 years, probably even 7 years ago is when I saw a market that we were actually able to get the negotiating power that we have as buyers in this market. I get the hesitation though. A lot of buyers are asking, what if I buy and the prices continue to drop? That's a fair question, but here are some stats that might ease your mind. Phoenix isn't overbuilt. We still have strong population growth, and the demand is there. People are still coming from out of town, moving into the Phoenix metro area. It's just a little bit more of a patient demand than before. So what we're seeing is a slower appreciation, more negotiation, and smarter buying decisions from the buyers that are in the market. Honestly, it's a healthier market. It's something that I actually enjoy more because I don't feel like buyers are just randomly making decisions because they feel like they're going to lose the opportunity. They get to be a little bit more prudent and find the perfect home for them. In aviation, we have something called a stabilized approach. You don't want to be too high, too fast, and you don't want to make any crazy corrections on the fly. And this is what we're experiencing as a buyer in this market. You don't have to rush into a decision. You don't want to come in too fast, and You just have a very comfortable buying process, which is the market that I was in when I first entered real estate. The past few years, we were definitely not flying a stable approach. We were rushing, we were coming in too fast, and we were making decisions on the fly. They felt happy because they thought they got something of value, and maybe they did, just because there was multiple offers on the table. But right now, we're coming in stabilized, and I actually enjoy this market quite a bit. In this market, you can take your time, negotiate the deal, don't rush on the inspections, and sellers are also realizing that a good buyer on the table is very valuable to them when they see all their other neighbors in the neighborhood just sitting on the market. So who should act right now? This market is perfect for a few different buyers. The first one in mind is first-time home buyers. Again, because it's a more slowed down process, you get to ask questions, you get to see multiple homes before making a rush decision. So first-time home buyers, it's great. I get to slow down the process for them, really explain every single part of the buying process, and I love working with first-time home buyers. Move-up buyers as well, because they have quite a bit of equity. If you have a bunch of equity, because prices are still coming down, you may lose a little bit of money. Maybe you thought that you could get a certain amount 2 years ago. However, if you take that equity that you get, you'll be able to transfer that into negotiating power for the next home. So although you may not cash as much as you would have 2 years ago in on the current property when you sell, the reality is you'll be able to negotiate the difference back on the next purchase. So you might have lost a little bit on the sell, but right now, because buyers have so much negotiating power, you get a smoking deal and upgrade your home, get a bigger space, and get exactly what you're looking for your family. And the best part is that you have a lot of choices to choose from. So you're not in a market where you're squeezed and you have limited options. You have a lot of different options now if you're an upgrading buyer. Also, relocating professionals. Right now in the Phoenix metro area, if you're coming from the East Coast or the West Coast where the real estate market is a little bit priced higher, you can come in and negotiate a great deal because Phoenix is a little bit of a more stable market right now. So you can come in, find the perfect area for you, look at your options, and if you're a relocating professional, this is a great time to buy. Remember, when fear is high, it's the best time to buy. So all in all, the Phoenix market is not crashing. It's stabilizing, and if you know how to navigate this market, there's gonna be great buying opportunities out there right now. The key is to not time the market. Anytime you time the market, whether it's the stock market, the real estate market, you're going to make mistakes. It's gonna cause hesitation, it's gonna cause doubt. What you need to time is your life. Right now, there's a lot of opportunities. See if making a move is the right thing for your family. And if it is, I would love to help you navigate this Phoenix real estate market. This is Carl, the Fly Agent, and with me, you're always clear for takeoff. Remember to DM me PHX for your relocation guide. We'll see you on the next one.